नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यम् तन्तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि. श्लोक 50. सिद्धिं प्राप्तो यथा ब्रह्म तथाप्नोति निबोध मे. समासेनैव कौन्तेय निष्ठा ज्ञानस्य या परा. Let us read the Bhashya. Avishayatvacha न संद्रशे तिष्ठति रूपमस्य न चक्षुषा पश्यति कश्चनैनम् अशब्दमस्पर्शम् इत्याद्यैः तस्मात् आत्माकारं ज्ञानम् इति अनुपपन्नम्. So, Purvapakshi had raised an objection. Atma is not Vishaya. Also, there is no Akara for the Atma. Then, in order to support the Siddhanti, the Ekadeshi is an alliance, not the main party, but an alliance to that party, a small alliance with the two MPs. So the alliance party tried to defend the Siddhanti. In order to defend the Siddhanti, he said, there is Akara for the Atma. Therefore, Atmakara Jnana is possible. It is the contention of the alliance, Ekadeshi. Then Siddhanti himself is refuting the contention of the alliance, the Ekadeshi. Your contention is not correct. It is not the stand of the coalition. Yeah. So then Siddhanti is telling the Ekadeshi, it may be your party stand, it is not the stand of the coalition. It is not the Siddhanti stand. So he told it is not so. Because first of all, Atma, the statement quoted by the Ekadeshi, the statements quoted by Ekadeshi, Adityavarno Bharupaha Swayam Jyotihi, etc. These Shruti-vakyas, they do not mean Atma has akar. They do not mean Atma has form because their purport is different. Why their purport has to be different? Because the Shruti itself says Atma is arupam. Atma does not have any form. There is another Shruti Vakya which negates the rupa of the Atma, which negates the form of the Atma. Therefore, the purport of this statement is different. This was told. And the Siddhanti says Atma cannot be a Vishaya. So, first of all, Siddhanti said Atma does not have Akar. See, now here Siddhanti is supporting Purvapakshi's reasons. The reasons given by Purvapakshi, Siddhanti accepts. The first reason is no Akara. Second reason is Atma is not a Vishaya. Even that he says. See, Avishayatvacha, Atma is Avishaya. Even because of that reason, Atmakara jnana is not possible. How do you say Atma is Avishaya? There are direct Shruti-vakyas which say Atma is Avishaya. Na sandrashe tishtati rupamasya asya rupam. The form of Atma sandrashena tishtati. Sandrashe means as an object of our knowledge. Na tishtati. It does not stand as an object of jnana, knowledge. Na chakshusha pashyati kaschanainam. Nobody sees the Atma with the eyes. Means Atma cannot be known through Indriyas. Ityadi. Ashabdam asparsham ityadyahi. And also Ashabdam asparsham ityadi. Even this statement also conveys that Atma cannot be Vishaya. Tasmat, therefore, Atmakaram jnanam iti anupapannam. Atmakara jnana, knowledge which has the form of Atma, a knowledge with the Atma as its object, with the form of the Atma as its object, it is not logically tenable. It is anupapannam. It is not possible. Then Purvapakshi asks, Katham tarhi Atmanah jnanam sarvam hi yadvishayam jnanam tadakaram bhavati nirakarascha atma ityuktam jnanatmanoscha ubhayoho nirakaratve katham tadbhavana nishtha iti. Yeah. Purvapakshi is asking now. See, Purvapakshi is just reminding his own question, just restating his own objection. In that case, tarhi katham atmanah jnanam, then how can there be atma jnana? Krishna has talked about atma jnana, nishtha jnanasya ya para. How can there be atma jnana if atma does not have akara? Because sarvam hi yadvishayam jnanam tat tadakaram bhavati. Sarvam hi jnanam, every knowledge, yad vishayam, whatever is the vishaya of that knowledge, yaha vishayaha yasya tat yad vishayam, bahuvrihi samasa. Yad vishayam qualifies jnanam. Yad vishayam jnanam, yat jnanam, yad vishayam. If a jnana has a particular object as its vishaya, a particular object, then tat tadakaram bhavati, then the jnana takes the form of that object. Jnana takes the form of that object. For example, if a jnana is a ghata vishayaka jnana, if the object of the knowledge is ghata, pot, then the knowledge takes the form of the pot. The vritti takes the form of the pot. It replicates the object. That is how you know a particular object. The vritti itself modifies into the form of the pot. It is like a light. To understand this, you can take the example of light. What does the light do? When the light falls in an object, the light takes the form of that object and then it reflects. That is how you see an object. The light falls on the object, then it reflects and falls on our retina. The light which falls on the retina has taken the form of that object. It has captured that object. That is how our eyes capture the object. But the phenomenon does not stop here. When the eyes capture the object, a vritti forms in our mind and a vritti also takes that form. It is just like the screen. What happens in the screen? In the screen, that form appears. Means the screen itself as though takes that form. That is how you see a picture in the screen. Therefore, whatever is the object of the knowledge takes that akar, knowledge takes that form. Nirakarascha atma ityuktam, but in your Vedanta, atma is nirakara. Jnanatmanoscha ubhayoha nirakaratve. If atma is nirakara, then even atma jnana will be nirakara. In that case, jnanatmanoscha ubhayoha nirakaratve. If jnana and atma both are nirakara, in that case, katham tadbhavana nishtha, how can one abide in the jnana, abide in the thought of the jnana, the contemplation on the practice of the jnana, repetition of the jnana. Therefore, nishtha jnanasya ya para, how at all it is possible, it is the objection. Then is uh, Siddhanti is explaining how it is possible. Na atyanta nirmala, sorry, atyanta nirmalatva, swachhatva, सूक्ष्मत्वोपपत्तेः आत्मनः बुद्धेश्च आत्मसमा नैर्मल्याद्युपपत्तेः आत्मचैतन्याकार आभासत्वोपपत्तिः. So, the Siddhanti is explaining how the Atma Jnana is possible despite the Atma not having any akara and despite Atma not becoming Vishaya of the Jnana. How Atma Jnana is possible. In order to explain that, the Siddhanti is first explaining that any object in the world is becoming evident only on account of the Atma Chaitanya. Whether it is any external object or whether it is our own body, senses, mind, etc., it is becoming evident only because of the Atma Chaitanya. Therefore, the Atma Chaitanya is self-evident, always evident. Therefore, unlike with respect to any other object, the jnana, Atma Jnana, need not make the Atma evident to us because Atma is already evident. Then what has to be done? What is the role of Atma Jnana? The role of Atma Jnana is not to objectify the Atma and make the Atma evident because it is already evident to everyone. The role of the Atma Jnana is to negate the Anatma. When the Anatma is negated, the Atma alone remains as the reality. This is the work of Atma Jnana. This is going to be told. In order to explain that, Bhashyakara is explaining how the anatma is mixed up with the atma. See how the anatma is mixed up with the atma. This is being explained. No, it is not so. Means just because atma is nirakara and nirvishaya, it does not mean atmajnana and atmajnana nishtha is not possible. It is very much possible. So he is explaining अत्यंत निर्मलत्व स्वच्छत्व सूक्ष्मत्वोपपत्तेः आत्मनः. आत्मा is अत्यंत निर्मला, very much free from impurity. Here nirmalatva means jadatva. Atma does not have any ingredient of jada in it. And swachatva. Swachatva means chaitanya swarupa. Atma is chaitanya swarupa. And sukshmatva. Atma is atyanta sukshma. Sukshmatva upapattehe. All these are possible in the Atma. Atyanta nirmalatva, swachatva, and atyanta sukshmatva. All these are possible in the Atma because Shruti, Yukti, all are pramana for that. Buddheshcha, and then there is the Buddhi. The Buddhi has Atma Sama Nairmalyadyupapattehe. Even the Buddhi has Nairmalya, which is similar to Atma. Nairmalya Adi, Nairmalya etc. Nairmalya Swachatva and Sukshmatva, similar to Atma. In the case of Buddhi, Nirmalatva means the Buddhi does not have any gross ingredient in it. It does not have any sthulatva in it. And Swachatva means it has the ability to receive the reflection of Atma Chaitanya. That is the Swachatva of Buddhi. Unlike the Swachatva of the Atma, the Buddhi has the ability to receive the reflection of Atma. And Sukshmatva with respect to Sthula, with respect to external objects and the gross body, the Buddhi is Sukshma. Therefore, in terms of Nirmalya, Swachatva and Sukshmatva, the Buddhi is similar to Atma. This similarity is responsible for the mixing up of the Buddhi and Atma. When two things are very much similar, we mix them up. Atma Chaitanyakara Abhasatvopapattihi. Therefore, the Buddhi appears to be like the Atma Chaitanya. Atma Chaitanya Akara. Here Akara means Swarupa. Atma Chaitanya Swarupa Abhasatva Upapattihi. The buddhi seems to be like the Atma Chaitanya only. The buddhi has the reflection of Atma Chaitanya, and we mix up the Atma and the buddhi together, and then buddhi itself is taken to be the Atma. Buddhi, qualified by the reflection of the Atma, is taken to be the Atma. That is how the Atma and buddhi are mixed up. So here, Atma Chaitanya Akara Abhasatva Upapatti. So buddhi gets the Abhasatva. Buddhi gets the Chidabhasa. Atma Chaitanya Akara Abhasa means Chidabhasa. Buddhi gets the Chidabhasa. So the Chidabhasa first happens in the buddhi. The reflection of the Atma Chaitanya first happens in the buddhi. Buddhyabhasam manaha tadabhasani indriyani indriyabhasascha dehaha ataha laukikaihi देहमात्रे एव आत्मदृष्टिः क्रियते देहचैतन्यवादिनश्च लोकायतिकाः चैतन्यविशिष्टः कायः पुरुषः इत्याहुः बुद्ध्याभासं मम. So first the Atma Chaitanya reflects in the buddhi. That is how the buddhi seems to have the sentiency. The buddhi has an apparent sentiency on account of the reflection of the Atma. Buddhyabhasam manaha. The buddhi, the chidabhasa which is in the buddhi, it further gets transferred to manas. Therefore, buddhyabhasam manaha, the abhasa in the buddhi, appears in the manas. Further, one more step. Buddhi is vijnanamaya kosha. Manaha is manomaya kosha. Then tadabhasani indriyani. The abhasa which is there in the manas gets further transmitted to indriyas. Therefore, tadabhasani indriyani. Tadabhasani indriyani means sabhasa mano vyaptani indriyani. The indriyas are pervaded with the manas, with the chidabhasa. Therefore, the indriyas also get the glow of chidabhasa. Indriyabhasascha dehaha. And further, one more level, the deha, the body, is indriyabhasa. Means the body is pervaded by the indriya, which consists of the Chidabhasa. Therefore, that is how the Chidabhasa pervades the body. The sentiency of the Atma pervades the body. That is how the body appears to be sentient, even though originally it is jada. Ataha, therefore, Laukikaihi, the Laukika people, the ordinary people in the world, Dehamatre eva Atmadrishtihi kriyate. They identify just the body as the Atma. Dehamatre eva, just in the body, Atmadrishtihi kriyate. They have Atma Drishti. They have the Atma identification. Body is the Atma. Ordinary people think so. And then there are some philosophers also who make same mistake. Deha Chaitanya Vadinascha Lokayatikaha. The Lokayatikaha means a Charvakaha. The Charvakas. Deha Chaitanya Vadina. According to them, Chaitanya belongs to the body. Chaitanya is a property of the body according to them. Satya Lokayatikaha Chaitanya Vishishtaha Kayaha Purushaha Ityahu. According to them, the Kaya, the Sthula Sharira, qualified by Chaitanya, the Sthula Sharira which has Chaitanya, is Purushaha, is the Atma Ityahu. According to them, this is the truth. They say so. Dehatmavadis. Tatha anye and Tatha anye Indriya Chaitanyavadinaha. Yeah, Tatha. Likewise, some other philosophers, they are Indriya Chaitanyavadinaha. According to them, Indriya is Chaitanya. Chaitanya is a property of Indriya. Therefore, Indriyas are Atma. Some other Charvaka says so. Another type of Charvaka. Tatha Anye Manaschaitanyavadinaha Anye Buddhi Chaitanyavadinaha Anye Manaschaitanyavadinaha. Some other people are Manaschaitanyavadinaha. According to them, Manas is the Chaitanya. Chaitanya is a property of Manas, Manomaya Kosha. Anye Buddhi Chaitanyavadinaha. According to some others, Buddhi has Chaitanya. Chaitanya is the property of Buddhi, Vijnanamaya Kosha. Tatopi Antaha Avyaktam Avyakritakhyam Avidyavastham Atmatvena Pratipannaha Kechit Tatopi Antaha. And some people go even inside. Yeah. Huh? Antara. Antara is Antaravyaktam is there. Antara or Antara? Antaram is fine. Antaha is also fine. Antaram is also fine. Antaram. Tatopi antaram avyaktam or antaravyaktam. Both readings are there. Both are same. Yeah. Tatopi antaram avyaktam avyakritakshyam avidyavastham atmatvena pratipannaha kechit, and according to some others, kechit, some other people, tatopi antaha, even inside buddhi, even inner to buddhi, vijnanamaya kosha, avyaktam, what is there within vijnanamaya kosha? It is avyakta, the unmanifest, which is avyakritakyam. It is also called avyakrita, and it is avidyavastham. It is avidya, means a karana sharira, anandamaya kosha, atmatvena pratipannaha kechit. Some people take it as atma. According to some people, the karana sharira or anandamaya kosha is the atma. Yeah. सर्वत्र हि बुद्ध्यादिदेहान्ते आत्मचैतन्याभासता आत्मभ्रान्तिकारणम् इत्यतश्च आत्मविषयं ज्ञानं न विधातव्यम्. Sarvatra hi, everywhere, meaning buddhyadi dehante, starting from buddhi up to deha, up to sharira. Atma chaitanya bhasata, the reflection of the Atma chaitanya. Atma bhranti karanam, it is the cause of Atma bhranti, the mistaken identity of the body, etc., as the Atma. For that, the Karana is Atma Chaitanya Abhasata, the presence of the Chaitanya of the Atma. Ityataha, therefore, Atma Vishayam Jnanam na Vidhatavyam. One need not enjoin Atma Vishaya Jnana, a knowledge which objectifies the Atma, a knowledge which makes the Atma evident, need not be enjoined by the Shastra, need not be facilitated by the Shastra. Yeah, because the Atma is already evident. As Chaitanya, the Atma is already evident. On account of the reflection of the Chaitanya in the body, etc., only we mistake the body, etc., as Atma. That means the Atma Chaitanya is already evident. Therefore, there is no need of an jnana which makes the Atma evident. Kim tarhi nama rupadi anatmadhyaropana nivrittireva karya anatmadhyaropana nivrittireva karya na atma chaitanya vijnanam avidyadhyaropita सर्वपदार्थाकारैः एव विशिष्टतया गृह्यमाणत्वात् दृश्यमाणत्वात् is there. So with the portion of Bhashya so far, Bhashyakara explained that the Atma Chaitanya is already evident. What has happened? There is a mistake. There is a mix-up of the Anatma Vidya. That is the problem. The problem is not that Atma is not evident. The problem is that the evident Atma is mixed up with the Anatma. Therefore, the role of Atma Jnana is not to make the Atma evident. Instead, it is to remove the Anatma which is mixed up with the Atma. Yeah. Therefore, Atma Vishayam Jnanam na vidhatav means one need not make an effort for. Na vidhatavyam can be taken as na kartavyam. It need not be accomplished. It need not be accomplished. What Atma Vishayam Jnanam, knowledge which objectifies the Atma, the knowledge which makes the Atma evident need not be accomplished. Kim tarhi, then what? Namarupadi anatma adhyaropana nivrittireva karya. What has to be accomplished is the nivritti, the removal of the adhyaropana, the superimposition of namarupa, etc. Namarupadi anatma, the anatma, which is in the form of namarupa, etc. Namarupadi anatma adhyaropana nivrittireva karya. Namarupa adi. Adi we can take as karma. Namarupa karma. Anatma includes nama, rupa, karma. Trayam va idam nama, rupam, karma. Brihadaranyaka says. न आत्मचैतन्य विज्ञानम आत्मचैतन्य विज्ञानम न कार्यम knowing the atma chaitanya illumining the atma chaitanya that is not to be accomplished अविद्याध्यारोपित सर्वपदार्थाकारैः एव विशिष्टतया गृह्यमाणत्वात् why only namarupadhyaropana nivritti should be done because atma is Grishyamana or Drishyamana. Atma is already evident. But how it is evident? Avidyadhyaropita sarvapadarthakaraihi. It is evident in the form of all the padarthas, all the objects that are superimposed on account of avidya. Avidya adhyaropita, superimposed by avidya. Sarva padartha, various padarthas like body, mind, senses, etc. Akarai in their form means being mixed up with them. Grihyamanatvat, vishishtataya, qualified with them. Grihyamanatvat. So the Atma is mixed up with Anatma. Therefore, Anatmadhyaropana nivritti should be done. अत एव हि विज्ञानवादिनः बौद्धाः विज्ञानव्यतिरेकेण वस्त्वेव नास्ति इति प्रतिपन्नाः प्रमाणान्तरनिरपेक्षताञ्च स्वसंविदितत्वाभ्युपगमेन अत एव च on account of this only since the atma is mixed up with the anatma on account of that only vijnanavadinah bauddhah the Bauddhas who are the Vijnanavadis, Kshanika Vijnanavadis. What do they say? Vijnana Vyatirekena Vastu Eva Nasti. There is no object, there is no reality other than Vijnana. There is no reality other than the momentary flickers of consciousness. Iti pratipannah. They have concluded so. And according to them, the Vijnana is Swasamvedya. Vijnana knows itself. Swasamviditatva abhyupagamena. Since they accept the Swasamviditatva of Vijnana, the Vijnana knows itself. According to Vijnanavadis, Vijnana is Swasamvedya. Vijnana knows itself. Here we should note that we don't accept Swasamvedyatva. We accept Swaprakashatva or swayam jyotishtva, but not swasamvedyatva. We refute swasamvedyatva. Swasamvedyatva means somebody knowing itself. Yeah. Vijnana makes itself an object according to them. We say Chaitanya is Swaprakasha. It is self-luminous. It is not Swasamvedya. Why it is not Swasamvedya? Because it does not make itself an object. Chaitanya does not become object of Chaitanya and know itself. Therefore, we don't accept Swasamvedyatva concept, unlike Vijnanavad. For them, Vijnana is Swasamvidita. It knows by itself. Therefore, for knowing Vijnana, another pramana is not needed. Pramanantara nirapekshatancha. They accept pramanantara nirapekshata. For Vijnana, you don't need any other pramana. According to Vijnanavadi. So Vijnanavadi is quoted as one of the misconceptions. How people have misconceptions on regarding the Atma. If Atma is not at all evident, if Vijnana is, if the consciousness is not at all evident, people would not have had such misconceptions also about consciousness. What is not evident at all, there cannot be a misconception. Tasmat avidyadhyaropana nirakarana matram brahmani kartavyam natu brahmajnane yatnaha atyanta prasiddhatvat. Tasmat, therefore, avidyadhyaropana nirakarana matram brahmani kartavyam. Brahmani avidyadhyaropana nirakarana matram kartavyam. What has to be accomplished is only the negation of the avidyadhyaropana, the superimposition caused by avidya. Natu brahmajnane yatnaha. There is no need for yatna, an effort, to know Brahman as an object, to make the Brahman evident, to experience the Brahman. There is no effort. Because atyanta prasiddhatvat, because Brahman is atyanta prasiddha, Brahman is very much evident. Because on account of Brahman only everything else becomes evident. Therefore, Brahman is atyanta prasiddha. Avidya kalpita nama rupa visheshakara apahrita buddhitvat atyanta prasiddham suvijneyam asannataram atmabhutam api aprasiddham durvijneyam atiduram anyadivacha pratibhati avivekinam avidyakalpita namarupa visheshakara apahrita buddhitva. though Brahman is atyanta prasiddha, though Brahman is very much evident, avidya kalpita nama rupa vishesha. There are many nama rupa vishesha, various names and forms, which are projected by avidya, projected by ignorance. Their akar, their forms, apahrita buddhitva, an ajnani's buddhi, an ajnani's mind is apahrita, distracted, hijacked. An ajnani's mind is hijacked by various nama rupas caused by avidya. Therefore, अत्यंत प्रसिद्धं सुविज्ञेयम् आसन्नतरम् आत्मभूतम् अपि. Even though the Brahman is atyanta prasiddha, very much evident, suvidneyam, very easy to know, asannataram, very proximate, there is no distance from ourselves and Brahman, asannataram, atmabhutam. Why asannataram? Because it is atmabhutam, it is our own atma. Even then, aprasiddham, it seems aprasiddha, it seems absolutely non-evident. Durvijneyam, very difficult to know, almost impossible to know. Atiduram, as though it seems very far. Anyadiva, it seems to be something other than ourselves. Avivekinam pratibhati, for avivekis, the Atma appears so. For Viveki, it is Atyanta Prasiddha, Suvijneya, Asannatara, and Atma Bhuta. On the contrary, for an Aviveki, on account of the Avidya Kalpita Nama Rupa, it is Aprasiddha, Durvijneya, Atidura, and Anyat. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ